How you doing? Welcome to Tuesday night. It's another block party here at CC Youth. We are here, Ilbrun, Ronita, Jasmine, David. We're doing this for the first time ever. We have no clue how this is going to work. We hope that you're enjoying it. We hope that you're watching. If you are watching and you can't hear us or you can't see us or something's not working, it'll work. Just give it a second. The cool thing too as well is since this is on YouTube Live, I've got the chats going on my phone. I've got the chats going on in the background. If you can hear us, feel free to just say hi, throw it on the chat. We're watching them. The chats have about a 20-second delay.
Yeah.
So if I see someone say, hey, I like your hat, and I don't respond right away, it's because, it's a little delayed. But we're super happy that you're here with us. We hope that you are with family. If you're by yourself, that's fantastic. Invite your friends. Throw this link out everywhere. Tell people to join. We'd love to be with you. Tonight's going to be kind of special. Just to give you a little bit of an intro into what we do here at a block party. We're starting to see some people come through. Fantastic. Just so in case you don't know what we do at a block party, here at CC Youth on Tuesday nights, once a month, we throw a party, we play games, we eat some good food, we laugh, we make some jokes, and we bring a quick message at the end. But it's just an opportunity for us to get outside of our little comfort zone of small groups, which we do as well. Get the whole group together and kind of talk about Jesus, where we've been for the whole month, where we're going the next month. And we also do a little fun celebration as well, kind of celebrating all of the birthdays of that month. So I believe we're gonna tack that in at the end. Maybe we'll see how that works, but
Sure.
We're gonna try to celebrate some birthdays as well. While we go into this, I wanna do a quick introduction. So again, I am watching the camera. I'm not watching the feed, so I don't know where this is, but we're just gonna go with it. I'm gonna try to do a quick introduction for those of you that don't know us, so you get to know who's on stage with me, who's hanging out, who's joining the party. We're going to go with it. So we're going to start from the side. My partner in crime, do me a favor, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and which group that you help partner with.
Okay, hi, I'm David. I help with the high school boys group along with Chris, and I've grown up in this church my whole life, and I love every second I spend with the high school boys and everyone else. So.
That's awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks for sharing, David. Who's next?
Me. Hi, I'm Jasmine, and I work with the high schoolers, the girls specifically. But I miss you guys so much, and once this quarantine is over, y'all are going to get big hugs, just letting you know. And yeah, so I'm with the high school girls, and I've also grown up in this church, and now I attend Westgate in Saratoga.
Well, hi everyone, I'm Ronita. I work with junior hires, and I love my girls. I miss them so much. Just like Jasmine said, I think the first Tuesday night when we're back, we're not going to be doing anything, just like hug each other, like just hug and cry and just high five. Seriously, it's in my heart, and we miss your beautiful smiles, we miss the kids, we miss our worship, we miss our jumping and down, and I usually lead the worship on Tuesday nights, and you can tell how much I miss it. So we're looking forward to it, but at the meantime, seeing God's moving, it's absolutely amazing, and I'm happy to be here, and yeah, let's see what God has in plan to do for us. So excited for it.
Awesome. And if you don't know by now, my name is Chris. Born and raised in this church, but I'm just excited to be here for part of CC Youth. Help out with the high school boys. If you high school boys are watching right now, I want to see you shout out. Put something in the comments. Represent a little bit. But before we jump into this, I want to share a quick passage. Sorry, I just want to read something while we dive into this. We'll pray, and then I want to get to know our leaders a little bit more, have some fun, and then we'll get into a message. So if you don't mind me reading a quick passage, it's one that maybe all know. Maybe everyone's heard, maybe everyone's very familiar with, but wanted to quickly go through it. It's Psalm 23. If you have a Bible, open it. If you have an app, open it. If you don't, open your ears, open your hearts, listen to it. It starts like this. It says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life. and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. When I was thinking about this verse and listening to a sermon over the weekend, shout out Albert Tate down in Los Angeles, Made for Fellowship. While I was listening to his sermon, one of the things that stood out to me was taking a step back and reading this one more time. When you think about this verse, I mean this passage, I'm sorry. When you think about this passage, the first 3 verses are probably something you would read thinking of like a violin in the background. You're sitting, chilling, enjoying a peaceful, nice song arrangement with maybe some, we call them barzura, which are like sunflower seeds, or some chai by your side. And you're reading it and really loving it. I'm going to read it again. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters, which is kind of weird because why do you need to be led by quiet waters? But he's referring to something that we'll probably talk about later. Not today, but something to think about. He leads me by quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his sake. Things are going really good through verse 3. All of a sudden, we read this. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Excuse me, what? 1, 2, 3 are really encouraging. The 4th verse, I think, really strikes hard at where we're at right now. In the midst of this situation, you see 4 people on stage. No one is here. It's just us. We're in a really, really tough time in this nation, in this world right now, and we don't know what tomorrow is going to hold. And right now, it might feel like each and every one of you at home is in verse 4. It might feel like you are walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Here's the encouragement. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. You prepare your rod and your staff that come from me, and you prepared a table before me through the presence of my enemies. In every situation in life, there's always the trust, there's always the promise that God will never leave us nor forsake us. Gonna roll into this. We're here. We're gonna be here every Tuesday. If it's not on YouTube Live, we're going to be on Instagram Live, bringing a message. We've been doing it now for about a month. We're going to continue doing this. If this works well, if the chats are super cool, I don't know who's out there. This is awesome. We love you. Someone else says, hi. Look, if this is working, this interaction is happening, we're going to see how God uses us to try to be here for everyone in the midst of this really tough time.
Yeah.
God's promises are true. He's never going to leave us nor forsake us.
Yep.
He's going to guide us in paths of righteousness for his name's sake, even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Are you walking through a valley of the shadow of death right now? Are you walking in step with death? Do you feel like death is looming? This is a tough time. But we want to be here to encourage you to know that, look, God will never leave you nor forsake you. We're here. You're going to see a link to our website. You're going to see, a link to our Instagram. Feel free to DM us, come to us, talk to us about any questions, concerns, any struggles you got, any prayer requests, because we want to be here for you just as much as God is for us in the midst of anything we walk through. As we walk through life, as we walk through this next week, as we walk through the encouraging times ahead and all the fun stuff happening, I want to take a quick step back and talk about this week with our leaders, so you get to know them a little more. Talking about this week is going to be something exciting because I want to, they haven't prepped. I haven't prepped too much as well. I haven't told them what's happening. So I'm about to ask them a really tough question about this week. And if you don't mind, we'll kind of go through it. So first question is this, so you can get to know our leaders. What is something that you've learned about yourself in the last week of quarantine? Something you've learned about yourself in this last week of quarantine. Ronita, we'll start with you.
Thank God.
Last week of quarantine that I cannot cook. I just can't cook.
If you've ever seen something burnt on her Instagram,
I just can't cook. I mean, I follow recipes. I follow, half a teaspoon of this and 1 tablespoon of that. And then in the middle of it.
But you can bake.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
You can bake.
I just can't cook. It's not in me to cook. And I'm so grateful that God has given me Elbron, that he cooks in the middle of my recipe. I'm like, Elbron, this is not working. And Elbron's like, I got it. I just can't cook. I know it's not something I'm proud of, but I just can't cook. So I figure it out.
I like it. Jasmine, we're going to go to you. What is one thing you've learned about yourself during this last week of quarantine?
I love working from home. I never thought I would. I'm such a social butterfly, and I love being around my coworkers every day. But now that I'm home, I just love it. I'm in bed when I start my day, and I end my day with dinner. Like, it's really great. So it's just nice being able to see everyone and just, hang out with the family every day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dave, we're going to go to you.
This one is an easy one for me. So I learned that I can't function without spending time with my friends. So I really, really miss hanging out with my friends, and that's like, I'm going insane without them. So
Sweet. So relationships, being around people is something intense, and we need it for sure. So going, thinking about it forward, think about life when things are normal again. What's the first thing you're going to do once quarantine is done and you have no restrictions? David.
Oh, okay. So right back at me. Definitely I'm going to try to plan something out with my friends. So I need to hang out with them, spend some time, eat out, because I'm not eating out during quarantine. So I need to eat a hamburger. Like I'm dying without one.
And where would you get your hamburger from?
Oh man. To be determined. Yeah, I don't want to think that far. Now you got me hungry. I'm sorry. Let's go.
Awesome. I'm glad I got you thinking and planning. Jasmine, first thing you're going to do right when quarantine's done?
I'm just going to see all my friends. I mean, I'm here with you guys, so that kind of ruins that. But we're actually going to get to hug and, like, be closer to each other. So probably spend time with you guys and just hang out.
What about you?
For me would be eating out, like going to a restaurant and then sit down and like talk to people. And I think I just miss being social, should I say, or like even at work, I'm just the only one there, and it's so weird. There's no one there. But yeah, eating out will be the first thing, and of course going to church. I don't know, but I really miss being at church and miss
That's true.
worship.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I miss worship with students at church, wherever I am. I just miss that. So these are the
Yeah.
things that I'm gonna just jump into them when I'm back to new normal.
Fantastic. And just in case anyone's wondering what my first
What
thing is
about
going
you,
to be.
Christopher?
No
I
one-
went with you.
No one asked me, but just in case, the first thing that I'm going to do for sure, you all can catch me Saturday morning, 7 a.m., Southern Kitchen in Los Gatos. I'm going to have a nice breakfast, probably some Eggs Benedict, a waffle on the side, and fresh fruit. So, first Saturday when quarantine is done, 7 a.m., Southern
there.
Kitchen in Los Gatos. Y'all can meet me there. It's a small place, but they got a lot of love to go around. Shout out Southern Kitchen. Cool, fantastic. Kind of switching a little bit more, about Jesus and our faith. What's something God has shown you or revealed to you during quarantine? And it can go back to the first day that we found out we can't go anywhere. What's something that God has shown you or revealed to you as a result of being home or being confined to your own space? We'll start with you, Ronita.
So one thing that, it's one thing when everything's good, everything's going well, it's very easy to us to stand and then declare God's promises. God is good, God is alive, God is great. But it's whole another thing when you're going through such pandemic, such thing that you're quarantined and you can't do anything. It's whole another thing just to still stand on those promises that God has given you. So for me, it was challenging. When everything was good, I was the one doing worship here, but could I take on that worship and still worship God when everything was bad? I didn't know if I was going to have my job or not, or, we didn't know what was going to happen. But God really showed me that He's not the God of just good time. He's the God just like at the valley of a, shadow of the death. So God is the same God yesterday, today, and tomorrow. No matter what we go through, He's the same God. And when He reveals Himself and His promises to us, we can still stand strong and say, my God is alive, whether everything's good or whether everything's bad. And I really, truly understand that my God is alive and He is on the move. And that's something amazing. And then God really spoke to me that, I'm the one and I'll be the one. So that was something great that I still, working on that. And it's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump to David. David, what's God revealed to you during this time?
So what God has revealed to me during this time is that when I ask for something or pray about something and I wait for an answer or a response, I've learned that the response can come many different ways that you don't even expect, as long as you're listening and willing to listen. And that happened to me for sure. Like I got an answer from a source I was never even expecting to get an answer from. And that's definitely my answer. So how about you, Jasmine?
Well, should I have you go first?
No, go for it, Jasmine. It's all you.
So for me, I think the one message that I continuously heard was hope. Every time I was here, like feeling down, Elevation would come out with a new song. Every time I was feeling down, a message from church would come up. Every time I was feeling down, the daily verse of the day from the Bible app would be, something very motivational. So I don't think I've had an opportunity to just like mope around just because I've been filled with so much hope, and God's just thrown a message at me left and right. So it's really like helped me hold my ground through all of this. Yeah. How about you? Wrap it up, Grace.
Awesome. Is it my turn? I think I might wrap things up here a little bit with what I'm about to say. But I think the biggest thing that's been revealed to me is unconditional love.
Yeah.
And who am I not loving that I need to be loving? There's different kinds of love that are talked about in the Bible, but in this sense, it's not the love of someone else, let's say in a relationship, but just the genuine love in the midst of anything. I think the biggest thing in the Bible that we see, or that I see, that gives me hope is grace. No matter what someone says to me or what happens, let it be in the house, for example, me and my family, we have our situations, you know what I mean? If you're locked up with someone for 12 hours, someone burns the tea, you're going to get mad because you got to wait another 20 minutes to get tea. Someone brings out the food and eats your food that you were super excited about for lunch. Now what? You got to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich instead of having zolobia for dessert, and I don't even know what you eat, right? Like if someone eats your buchada, you're going to be mad.
Absolutely.
So I'm just saying.
No, it's such a-
Long story short, it's really taught me how do I love those around me. It's honestly brought our family closer together, I believe. It's made me someone that really thinks through something before reacting. And in my friendships too, really trying to just change the way I act with everyone. Show grace no matter what. Be gracious in everything I do. And love unconditionally. I think love wins in the sense that God loved us first by giving his son.
Absolutely.
So who am I not to love those no matter what they've done or what they've said
Yeah.
to me? And that's kind of been the biggest thing for me. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing for me. But yeah,
That's great, yeah.
It's pretty exciting stuff. What's been the most exciting thing? We'll finish this. We'll finish it with this. What's been the most exciting thing about quarantine? Ronita?
Gosh.
Exciting thing. Oh, yes.
Something's exciting,
I have
I know that.
Yes. Some of you might know this, and some of the kids might know it, but my girls know it. I love to read books. Like, I love to, like the smell of book. Yeah, I'm weird like that, but I love to read. So far in this month or so, I'm so excited. I read 4 books, and I'm on my 5th one right now. So it gives me time to read, to write devotions, to to connect a little bit more in God and in Bible, and just to go deep in that. So again, this has been more exciting time for me because I wanted to read this whole time, but I was so busy, and I was always like, I don't have the time. But now I have the time to sit down and just to read books, and I love it. So yeah, that's the most so exciting. So
Jasmine?
So much food.
oh God.
I love it. I get a full
not
breakfast,
working
I get
out.
a full lunch, I get a full dinner, and I don't go to the gym. It's great. My body's not loving it, but I'm so happy.
That's awesome. I hope that your food includes some of your mom's tortilla, which are fire.
Every day. Yeah.
Every day.
Tushy
That's
every
awesome.
day.
David, what about you, man? What's the most exciting thing?
Oh man, this one's a tough one. Like I
Guys, keep in mind, he's still going to work, by the way.
Yeah.
We're all working from home. He's still going to work.
yeah, that Jasmine's right. So I'm still going to work, so I don't feel as like I'm quarantined except for when the weekends hit and I can't spend time with anyone. But the most exciting thing for me, I mean, there's nothing really exciting. Okay, like less cars on the way to work and back, but
There you go. Praise the Lord.
yeah.
Don't you
So
drink more chai than before now that it's quarantine or no?
more chai than before. Probably yes, and yeah, probably.
That's awesome. Sweet.
Sweet.
Probably the most exciting thing for me so far, aside from not having to pay for bags at the grocery store because you can't take reusable bags anymore, so they're not charging you for bags. Aside from that, because I always forget to take a bag with me, it is also, I think, just the open roads. Whenever I do go somewhere to get anything, it's just cool to, you know, drive comfortably, enjoy the road, and I
Yeah.
don't know, I love driving, so for me it's pretty fun.
Absolutely.
Look, we're going to take a quick step back in time here. We're going to take a quick step back here and think about the past 2 years. It's been about 2 years that CC Youth has been around.
Yes.
We've been doing this for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's been awesome since day one. We've had some great experiences. Throughout the course of 2 years, we've had some amazing experiences. I think it's been a pretty fun time for all of us. And in the midst of that fun time, we've gotten to know some amazing people. Every single person that has
Yeah.
walked through these doors has stood on stage with us, and I've asked a question about where they go to school, what grade they're in, and
Who
you
they
know,
go to dinner with.
And then I guess the questions have changed, but usually ask the question, if you could go to dinner with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be and why? And you know, we've had some great responses for
Yeah.
that too. It's been pretty awesome. But you know, if Ilbrun is ready, what we want to do right now is take you guys back in time. It's about 5 minutes. But if you're watching, get ready to blow up the chat with all of your comments. Please keep them clean.
Yeah.
But
Keep them coming, though.
but we're gonna throw it back for the past 2 years. Show a video about where we've been, where we've come. After that video, we're gonna have a quick little message by one of our attendees, by one of our amazing students, and then we're gonna go into a message. So, Ilbrun, if you are ready to cue this up,
Let's do it.
we're ready to show you guys a video.
Little
Enjoy.
flashback.
I know.
Love you guys.